litigation, some trials in the federal district court. But as you would have it, some friends would have a child in trouble with the law. Then this one would have a problem with criminal law. You know, this is in 92, 18 years ago. So I sort of evolved into the criminal law, which was exciting to me because I just relished the idea that you were dealing in an environment that actually considered constitutional rights as opposed to civil litigation. So they're constitutional rights. So I enjoyed the criminal law as well as I took on part-time public defender work too, as well as private criminal, and I've practiced in many of the counties in the state of Indiana during my 18 years. And also I accept court-appointed child abuse and neglect cases, which to me is an eye-opener in understanding all the dynamics that impact our young people, whether they are abused or neglected. Sometimes the children would have to be removed from their environment, from their parents or their guardians, and I continued to do that for about 15 years, and you're really close to what goes on there. So as far as my background, I sort of summed that up as best I could, and I apologize if I sort of went on, but anything you want to ask me?
Well, I noticed on your campaign website that you had a quote, and I'm going to leave a little bit of it out, but I'll read it to you. And it's, I believe that all leaders must be a part of the community in which they serve in order to be effective.
Oh, yes.
So I guess the question is, how are you serving the community right now?
Well, I think, presently, I think I've been involved in lots of organizations, but presently I'm excited about being commissioned as a Stephen minister, which was a result of 9 months of study, as well as my wife and I, through the Bible and other studies, and we were just commissioned through our church in June. So I was involved in that even before this judge thing sort of came up. And with that, you're able to be what's called a caregiver to people who are referred to you through the clergy and pastors. And that's real exciting to have some impact, direct impact on people's lives. I mean, I'm a member of the Fort Wayne Central Lions Club, and I'm also on the board of directors of that same Lions Club. I'm a member of the board of directors of a wonderful, wonderful organization of the Cornerstone Youth Center out in Monroeville, and it is just a wonderful operation for the young people out in that part of the world. And also I'm free and accepted Mason. I'm a Master Mason here in St. Mary's Marge. And when it comes to the associated churches for Allen County and Fort Wayne, which has, I think, over 100 churches involved. I mean, I'm the past president of that, in which that organization impacts lots of people. And I mean, along the way, I mean, I've done lots. When they started the Study Connection, was there for about 10 years. The Junior Achievement, my third graders, did that about 12 years. I did the minority literature with the Jewish Federation. We'd go to the schools and talk to the kids about literature. I've done what's called lunch primarily with African American professional men who visit schools, primarily high schools and middle schools, and mentor young people. There's been a lot, even the Gingerbread House here, I was on their board for a number of years for the young preschool children in developing programs. So I think the common thread has been around people and trying to be in a position where people can better their lives as best we can. In Indiana, I mean, Allen County, Indiana has many, many resources and agencies. So, and then I'm in what's called the Inns of Court, having to do with attorneys that sort of mentor younger attorneys. There are many attorneys and judges who are members of that. So I may have left off a few, but
well, do you feel that early intervention or getting involved with the youth at an earlier age, do you think that's important? Keeps you from seeing some, if you were elected as judge, keep from seeing them in the courtroom?
Well, it was once said, an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. I think that's the way it goes. And I'm going to tell you, that whole notion, if there could be a seamless thread wherein young people are exposed on a consistent basis to the kind of support that they really need and encouragement from the early ages all the way up through high school. And kids get it, but sometimes it's hit and miss. If somehow, just the community can just take it serious and almost maybe adopt a child and just be with them, just to ensure that that road goes a little easier and that they're always pointing in the right direction. I mean, I see from my study connection days and from the junior achievement, those third graders have grown. A lot of them, I'm going to tell you, it was like, sometimes I'm embarrassed. They'll see me and they just beam and they're happy and they remember things and so forth. So that's why I always try to put myself in a position where maybe by reaching the hand out to a young person that they can see that it's okay to do the right thing, along the way. But I agree with it's a community effort. That's all I can say about it.